So tell me your name.
Shaquana.
So how did you end up in foster care?
I ended up in foster care. I was a troubled teen. I used to get in trouble a lot. I used to have an anger problem. So pretty much, like, I guess state took over my case, and I ended up in DJJ and DFACS basically, because once I got in trouble, they sent me to RYDC. Then my mom was like, she doesn't want anything to do with me, basically. So I ended up in DFACS and DJJ custody. I wound up I went to several different group homes and then kicked out of those. And finally I ended up at Project Adventure, and that's how I met Miss Cindy Simpson. And she was perfect lady ever. She did everything she said she was going to do. And I wound up signing myself out of care when I turned 18. Moved in with my grandmother, went to school. I ended up pregnant, and my grandmother pretty much disowned me, basically. And
you said that she did everything she said she was going to do. Was that the problem? People that they didn't do what they said they were going to do?
Yeah, and that's
Is that
pretty
why you're
much
angry?
Yeah, because my mom used to always tell me a lot of things like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and never seen it happen. So, and I had a big trust issue as well, and that's probably where the majority of my anger came from. Matter of fact, that is where it came from.
You felt let down.
Yeah. Yep. Felt just, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't worthy enough for someone to pretty much give me a hand, or just to help me, or just to be there for me, or, you know, and that caused me to have low self-esteem.
What were things that you needed that you weren't getting?
I would say support. Like, I just didn't have that, I want to say family support, basically, and the attention.
Where was your dad?
My father in and out of jail, basically. Like, my whole life, basically, he was on the run. And he finally got locked up when I was 12 years old. So he's been dodging, like, pretty much I barely seen him. I maybe saw him maybe 3 times out of my life. So he was nowhere to be found. My grandmother, she was in New York, so it was, you know, the only person who was down here was my mother, so.
Oh, was that painful that you didn't see your father?
Yeah. Yep. But that was his decision. That's why I think I'm the kind of parent I am now, to be honest. Just watching how my mother raised me. I know a lot of people say, well, no, I'm not going to be like my mother, or I'm not going to be like my father, and they still wind up being like their mother or their father. But me, I can't do it. I refuse to be like that, shall I say.
When you were in these group homes or foster care, was there one person that cared about you?
Miss Cindy. I know Miss Cindy since I came into foster care. And
who is she?
Miss Cindy, now she's the COO of Chris Kids now. And that's when my whole life turned around when I met Miss Cindy. I was 16, I remember the day. I remember the whole time we spent together, and she was wonderful. Like, she did everything, and she made it seem like it wasn't something, like, she made it seem like it wasn't a job to her, basically. And I know this is not a job to her. It's something like she really likes to do. And I appreciate her a lot. I really do. And I went to Project Adventure before she came to Chris Kids, and that's where I met her. And then that's when my anger, everything pretty much did a whole 180, because not a 360. So I just turned all the way around. So she had a lot to do with who I am now.
So one person can make a difference?
Of course. Of course. Yes, they can. And that's a proven fact. Proven fact. And I promise I'm not the only one that would tell you that about her. Yeah. I know. Because there's plenty of people that was here with me when I first met Miss Cindy as well. And they'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah. What are your fears?
Fears? Fears. to be able to pretty much provide for my daughter the way I'm supposed to and how I want to, shall I say. Not being successful, meaning not real successful, but I don't want fame or anything like that. I just want to be pretty much, I want to have a degree. I want to be pretty much, I want to have a foundation. And that's one of my fears, not having one, so.
It's a good motivator.
Yeah.
Fear is sometimes a good motivator.
Yeah, it is. You know? It is.
Has foster care made you a stronger person?
Definitely. Because not every foster parent you go to may treat you right. Not, you have to be a strong person in order to, I'm not going to say to pretty much survive foster care. Like, you have to have that mentality like, well, I don't want to be here forever, basically. I want to be able to go out and get for myself. I don't want to have to be in a house where, well, pretty much, like, I know this isn't my family, and, like, that's where most hurt comes from as well, like, because you're in a house full of people, and they're not a part of your family, like, they're pretty much strangers. So, I would say, just...
How would you change the foster care system if you could change a couple of things? What do you think is missing? If there is anything missing.
That's a lot of stuff missing. Like, to be honest, as me growing up in foster care, I would say pretty much, let me see, because they got better at it. I feel all these years they did get better at it. Going to IOP
what got better?
Meaning like now they're starting to host seminars on like filling out college applications, job applications, how to dress for interviews, and let me see, pretty much, resumes, how to write your resume. Things that you would need. Yeah, things that you would need. And when I was 16 and 17, they didn't have that when I was in foster care. Like, they really didn't. And then now when I started going to the IOP meetings, now they're hosting seminars on different things, like budgeting money, like things that everyday people need. Yeah. And that's what they wasn't doing. And now I noticed that now they're going on more trips, keeping the kids occupied. Like, because I know when I get bored, I tend to get into trouble. So, I tend to get into trouble. So, I know that now that's why most of the foster care kids, because when I was in foster care, half of us just graduated, probably didn't even graduate out of high school, got our GED. And thank God I got my graduation. Yeah. Had my little wonderful graduation, high school diploma. But half of us didn't make it. And now, half of them, majority of them are in college. Half of them already have degrees and certificates and stuff like that. And once again, those come for those seminars, basically on how to conduct yourself and pretty much on how to know everyday living, basically. Yeah. They teach you life skills now, different things. So,
which is important.
Yes, it is.
I mean, have you been homeless before? Mm-hmm. And for how long?
Maybe 3 months, and that's when my grandmother had put me out. And I had just had my baby, Kayla. She was maybe not even a month old, and it was a tough situation, stressful, depressing, shall I say. That caused me to get postpartum depression. So I just pretty much.
Were you on the streets?
Yeah.
With the baby?
Mm-hmm.
And what would...
In New York?
No, in Georgia.
And what would be when you were on the streets with the baby, what would be a low point? A day. Describe a day that was your lowest point.
One day, Kayla didn't have any milk, like, whatsoever. And she barely had like 2 diapers left. And didn't know I was going to feed her. I didn't. They said it was shelters around, but most of them were full, or like it was just, or either just real nasty, and it was just a place where no one should be. Where no one should be. That was pretty much my rock bottom, and that's why I have to be able to provide. I want to be able to just give my child everything. When I grew up, I didn't get anything. I wanted to have a Christmas. I wanted to have everything that I didn't have.
Do you need a Kleenex?
Just looking for one.
You know, those low points can be defining moments, can't they?
Yeah.
Because once you, hey, Echo, shut the door and let them bring it. They can be defining moments. Because once you get there, you know you don't want to get back there. And you start taking steps to better your situation.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're doing that now here?
Yes, sir. I'm in school, trying to just get my financial aid situated so I can start in January quarter, get all my paperwork finished, so I can just go ahead and get my certificate in CNA and PCT, and I can just be able to provide for my daughter.
Yeah. And where do you see yourself in 10 years?
With a foundation, meaning have my own place, car, Kayla running around in the backyard, a nice big backyard, with a dog chasing her. Like really though, and I just getting up and going to work every morning.
If you could speak directly to another foster kid, which you can through this video, what would you say to them that's about to get ready to age out and they could possibly be on the streets? What would you say to them?
I would say just pretty much if you're getting close to aging out, just pretty much make sure you're registered in school and at least make sure you have money saved. So just in case they do just put you out and don't find you, because they just can't, I don't think they can just put you out like that, but they do, don't they? I know, because there's a couple people here that they just aged out. So I would say just pretty much save while you're there. So just in case, you do have to just find somewhere to stay, maybe even a hotel room or something. Just make sure you save. I would say stay focused, basically. Just know that, you always have people in your corner, basically, and you just got to be able to pretty much take them in, basically, and just, I don't know. I get nervous after a while. I see the camera now.
Don't even look at the camera.
Okay.
Look at me.
But yeah, I just tell them, just stay focused, motivated, and like I said, there's always people in your corner. Because I know everyone have a Miss Cindy by them. I know they do. They may not know it, or just may not want it, basically. But just know there'll always be a Miss Cindy around. You just have to find her, really, or either just, I don't know, just make sure you have resources, because there are a lot of resources and people really don't know that, and a lot of resources, grants, there's a lot of stuff out there that's pretty much out there to help you, so don't think your back is to a wall. Just pretty much get out there and go get it, basically.